Howdy, everyone. So, Baffles, big surprise, right? So let's see. You can obviously see that I now have the bottom cowling on. Of course, that's not permanent just because I still have a lot of work to do on the bottom half of the engine. So the cowling will be coming back off. But I've got it in place because I've been putting some final touches on these rubber seals here that go around the actual inlet opening of the cowling. And I've been doing some final trimming on these areas of the rubber through here, fitting the top cowling on and then looking inside. You can tell what needs to be trimmed a little bit and altered a little bit. So I've been working on that on both sides. Here again, this rubber here, I've been trimming this, trying to get it to fit better, and these areas here for the actual inlet. The rest of the baffles are in place, and I believe they might now be finished. I'm not going to say that out loud quite yet because I'm not sure that's true. I've been doing some more RTV, mostly along the bottom, like I had shown before, up underneath wherever it looks like there may be some light penetrating or some areas where air can migrate from the top to the bottom without any cooling. If it just dumps through an opening, I tried to catch those areas with some RTV. One more thing that I'll probably look at doing is, if I can get this, let me see if I can get it from the other side. These areas here between the baffles and the engine cylinder, not cylinder, these are the, what are these? The valve cover. The valve covers mate to these on the other side. So this is just the top half of the cylinder. Anyway, my point is the where the baffle fits around this part of the cylinder. I might put a bead of RTV around all of these. And I think that might be it. I think I might actually be finished with these stupid baffles. You can see that I still have to put my my spark plug feed throughs in place. I'll do that when I work on the spark plug wires. I've started fooling around with my cooling for the magnetos. You see I've got a line temporarily in place here. You'll also note that my oil cooler is now installed, and that is actually installed and finished, which was a big milestone. I've had that cooler for at least a year, if not more. I think it's been more. And it's just been sitting because it's never been a good time to put it in because I knew I had all kinds of work to do behind it. So I couldn't put it in, but it was bothering me that I couldn't, because it's a big thing to get this installed and get the inlet for it cut correctly and fitted. Of course, you can't do that until you have the baffles in place. So you know how that works, right? So anywho, that is finally in. You can see I've done some more RTV on it. I've got the oil lines connected. And I think that's about it. The big thing, of course, has been the RTV sealing, getting these rubber pieces to work correctly. You'll note that these are cut up into multiple sections. So there's a piece here of rubber. There's a piece here. There's a piece here. It's not ideal, but it helps alleviate gaps and bulges. When the top cowling is on, you get some things, you'll get some areas potentially that bow, and of course the air can bleed through there. So to help alleviate that, I did these in sections. They overlap quite a bit. I've got about 1.5 inches overlap. That's probably overkill, but we'll see. We'll see how things actually work when the plane is up and flying. On the other side, I've got, I don't know if I'll be able to get this on camera. I've got my auxiliary bypass door is now in place with the cable. That is all done. You can see I've got it attached a couple of different places with the dowel clamps. So that is now finished. Next time I have this bottom cowling off, I'll talk about that a little bit more, because I did do some modifications to the door itself. I'll talk about that later. And that is it. So I think I will finally, after all of this time, I think I will finally say that the baffles are complete. And I can't believe it. I had gone back through some of my pictures, and I think I had started on baffles and cowling back in like June. I think that's right. No, it was earlier than that. Anyway, it's been about 6 or 7 months total that I've been working on baffles, top cowling, bottom cowling, and the snorkel, because all of that relates to one another. You kind of have to do all of that at the same time. So the baffles are complete. The snorkel is complete. It is actually bolted in place permanently. And I think I'm all finished with the cowling work, except for I had coated the top cowling with epoxy, which I love. I still need to do that with the bottom cowling, but I'm not going to do that yet because I still have to fit the exhaust. And I don't want to epoxy the inside of this and then scratch it all to hell trying to get the exhaust to fit. So I'm not going to do that quite yet. But that will need to be epoxy coated on the inside. And on my top cowling, I am now working on the inlet, or not the inlet, the oil door, the oil access door. I'm working on the release mechanism for that pin. I'll talk about that here in a separate video. So for now, baffles are done. Just got to do some connecting with the tubing. Of course, I've got some work to do here for the cabin heat, but that gets connected in conjunction with the exhaust, which is not on yet. So another cooling hose for the other magneto, a couple of spark plug feed throughs. I'm calling that done. A little bit of loose ends here and there on the cowlings when the time is appropriate, but other than that, I think I'm going to move on to other things. So I'll wrap this up now, and now I'll start a new video and start talking about that oil door. All right, talk to you guys later.